In this video, I'm going to show you the two most common causes of shoulder pain, and I'm going to give you the two exercises that we use to fix those problems. This has been wildly successful in my 18 years of coaching. I even used it to fix my own shoulder pain after years of playing minor pro hockey and then competing in American Ninja Warrior. Honestly, my joints were jacked up, and this is what I use to get myself free of shoulder pain, as well as my clients, like Robert, who was in so much shoulder pain, he thought he was going to have shoulder surgery, and in 30 days, we got him totally free of shoulder pain. You guys ready? Let's jump in. Real quick, click that subscribe button and then hit the bell to turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos where I show you exactly how to become a pain-free, lifelong athlete. What are the two most common causes of shoulder pain? Now, I could just jump right in, show you the exercises, get you training, and get you out of pain, and that's great. But I'd like to take a minute and just give you the overview so that you're empowered to know why things happen or don't happen, and to actually create long-lasting change. So the two most common causes of shoulder pain are weak, deactivated external rotators, and you could say the small muscles surrounding the scapula. And then number two is tightness across the front of the chest and shoulders. So if these muscles are weak and deactivated, and you have tightness across the front of the chest and shoulders, you're gonna end up in this position, and you're not gonna be able to push as hard as you should be able to, you're not gonna be as durable, and it's just not gonna feel very good. Okay, so the solutions then are obviously to reactivate and strengthen those external rotators and the small muscles surrounding the scapula, as well as to lengthen everything across the front of the chest and shoulders. When you do that, you're gonna get really strong, you're gonna get durable, and you're just gonna feel better. So let's jump in with my two exercises to do exactly that. All right, so if we know that weak deactivated external rotators gives us shoulder pain, then we need to make those muscles very active and very, very strong. Here's my primary tool for doing that. This is called dumbbell external rotation. I'm gonna set up sitting on a bench like this. You can also do this sitting on the ground. Either way is totally fine. So I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna bring my foot all the way in right next to my hip, so my knee is up as high as it'll go. I'm gonna place my elbow on top of my knee, the other way just comfortably out in front. Put a hand here for support, and then I'm going to sit up as tall as I can, with my shoulders down, my chest up. Okay, so no slouching, no shrugging like that, all right? So sit up tall, chest up, shoulders pulled down, and then for the exercise here, I'm going to pull the dumbbell down, this is internally rotating, under control, through the greatest pain-free range of motion that I possibly can, and then I'm gonna pull back to the top, externally rotating back to the top, okay? Nice and controlled on the way down, let's say 2 to 4 seconds on the way down, and then pull back to the top, all the way up. Down under control, and then pull back to the top. Notice that I'm not letting my chest and my shoulder, my torso fall forward and then throwing like that. Yeah! I'm trying to keep everything mostly still, and then pulling down under control, and then externally rotating back to the top. Now, a couple things to think about here. As always, I want you working through the greatest pain-free range of motion that you possibly can. Do not work through pain. You don't have to show me how tough you are by working through pain. Show me how tough you are by working hard in your training. But I don't want you working through pain. I want you to work adjacent to pain. Meaning, let's say I had an old shoulder injury and I'm not necessarily injured anymore, but I still have some aches and pains that I just haven't worked through yet. And if I go to here, it feels just fine. And then when I get to here, I get actual pain, okay? I don't want you to work through pain, so go as low as you can without pain. Pull back to the top. As low as you can without pain. Sometimes within the same set, it might start to feel better. Sometimes within the same workout as you do multiple sets. And certainly from session to session and from week to week, this is gonna start to feel a lot better, like really quickly. You should notice a change very, very quickly with these exercises. I'm big on that. You guys like that? You like to see change? Just let me know in the comments right now if like you want to move the needle. Just say, I'm moving the needle. There's so much stuff out there that you do and it's like, did it help? Did it not help? I don't really know. It's hard to tell. I want exercises. I choose exercises and methods that you're gonna feel change like right away. And if you do them day in, day out for weeks and months at a time, you'll change your body and you'll change your life. This is a really good example of that, okay? So from day to day, from week to week, I want you to increase the range of motion, increase your pain-free range of motion, pursuing those full range of motion reps, okay? And then I want you to add weight, add reps, add sets, just like you would in your normal strength training. So let me give you this thought real quick. I like to look at training like it's a timeline or like it's a spectrum. Way over here is physical therapy, where you're broken, injured, weak. This is neutral. And then way over here is performance, where you get to be an athlete, have adventures, do fun, exciting things. Most of us are somewhere along this timeline, and our goal is to push you along that timeline so you get out of pain, back to neutral, and then if you want, we can keep pushing that further and further all the way into performance. Dumbbell external rotation is a really good example of this progression. So a lot of times people start out, and honestly, it's achy, it's uncomfortable, they're using a small range of motion. You can use a very light weight or even body weight on this. You don't have to go heavy right away, but then as you do it, you're gonna feel more and more confident using a greater pain-free range of motion, then start using a heavier weight, doing more reps, doing more sets. This is a really good example of blurring the lines between like a rehab type movement and a strength training type movement. Okay? This should feel really good. I want you to pursue being able to do full range of motion reps on both sides, pain-free, with 10% of your body weight for roughly 10 reps. When you get to that point, honestly, your shoulders are probably gonna feel really good. So this is how we strengthen and activate those external rotators and the small muscles supporting your scapula. Let's jump into number 2. If you're getting value out of this, but you're thinking to yourself, I really need the complete plan so that I'm set up for success and I can see life-changing transformation, then I want to give you a free game plan call with me and my team. This is where you can share your situation and your goal, like your dream scenario, and we will help you problem solve that. And we'll show you what it would look like if you want to work together. No pressure, it's super chill, but honestly, most people get more value out of these free calls than they do with most paid programs. Just click the link below to schedule your free game plan call. Now back to the video. So this is called ISO Extreme Push-Up. This is unparalleled for creating strength and length across the front of the chest and shoulders. Think of it like strength training meets stretching put together, but like amped up to 11, right? So let me show you how to do this. I'm gonna show you the benchmark version, and then I'll show you how to progress and regress it based on your strength levels or whether or not you have a certain piece of equipment as well, okay? I'll show you from the side and from the front. Here we go. So I'm gonna take a set of push-up handles. You can also use the ends of kettlebells. You can use 2 chairs, a stack of plates, anything that you can elevate your hands on, roughly like 8 or 10 inches would be great. And I'm gonna set them right about shoulder width apart, maybe a touch wider than shoulder width. So if you're a smaller person, or maybe if you're still developing some baseline strength, I would go about elbow to fist apart. I'm a little bit taller, and I've been doing this for a while, so let's go just a little wider for me. So from elbow to fist, and then maybe like one more fist distance apart as well. Got it? I'll show you from the side view here. So this is the benchmark version. Hands are elevated, feet on the ground, squeeze your glutes, belly in, and then chest up. So we don't want to look like this with the hips that get up in the air, or the midsection sagging, or slouching or shrugging. We want the body to be nice and straight. Again, squeeze the glutes, belly in, and chest up. And then I'm going to pull down from the top to the bottom fast. All right, ready, set, and down, like that. And then I'm going to stay in this deep position, stay at the bottom position for the duration of the exercise. 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it might be. I'll show you from the front here as well. I'd like your forearms to be perpendicular to the ground, so no funny angles. Okay, so take a look at this from the front. Here we go, set at the top, and then pulling all the way down the bottom. Forearms should be mostly straight up and down, so no funny angles. Okay, and we're working from this deep position. Chest is up, no slouching, no shrugging. Breathe deep. Stay relaxed. And I like to think like I'm trying to pull myself through the ground. This is really what sets this type of training apart from passive stretching. Maybe you've done something in the past where like you grab on the side of a squat rack and you kind of like do this number while you mess with your phone or you chat with a friend or whatever, but you're not really engaged and you're certainly not turning on powerfully. This is like strength training meets stretching. Like I said, we can make those muscles turn on extremely powerfully from this lengthened position. Because of that, you get results so much faster and more thoroughly than you do with passive stretching, okay? Because you're neurologically involved. You're not just going through the motion, just hanging out there, but you're keeping your brain and your muscles fully engaged. Okay? So again, we're not just hanging there, but I like to think like I'm pulling myself through the ground as I'm driving my chest up, and I'm in the deepest position, but I'm trying to get deeper. Does that make sense? So you're not just holding position. I don't usually use the word holding. I like staying actively engaged or pulling deeper. Okay? It's super important because it's going to change the way that this feels drastically if you just kind of hang there versus if you actively pull. Okay? So that's the benchmark version. Now, if I'm just learning this, if I'm still developing baseline strength, this might be really hard for you. And if you can't get more than like a couple seconds, or if you just really can't hold good position, I want you to modify it like this. You can simply drop your knees down on the ground. So instead of on your feet, you're going to do it on your knees. Hands are in the same position, but I got my knees on the ground, and I'm going to cross my feet and curl my heels up towards my butt. Notice that my body is still straight, so I don't want to look like this or like that. No slouching or shrugging. So same thing, just a little bit easier because the knees are down on the ground. Okay? Still driving my chest up, big breath. And I'm trying to relax deeper, feeling this powerful lengthening sensation across the front of my chest and shoulders, and then actively pulling down from there. Now, if you can't perform that iso extreme push-up with either your feet or your knees on the ground, or if you just don't have that piece of equipment, we use iso extreme wall push-up. This is great because if a person hasn't trained in a long time, or maybe they have some past injuries they're working through, generally speaking, they can still do this and perform it pain-free and get some great quality work accomplished. Or if you just don't have any push-up handles or anything you can do that on. This works extremely well. It might look easy, but honestly, you can still get a ton out of it. Let me show you. So I'm gonna face the wall, stand up as tall as I can, squeeze my glutes, belly in, chest up. So I'm standing up tall, not like this, or like that, or like that. I'm gonna place my hands just a touch outside of shoulder width, okay? No funny angles, I'd like your forearms to be perpendicular to the wall. Okay, so not angled in or out, all right? Hands just outside of shoulder width, and I'm gonna start at the top, take a big breath, and then exhale and pull down to the bottom as I thrust my sternum upward. So I'm trying to reach my chest up to the wall. I'm gonna pull to the bottom position where ideally my chest will lightly touch the wall. This is my working position. So we're working from the bottom position again, okay? Now, like I said, this might look kind of easy, but you really get out of it what you put into it. Like I said, with the push-up on the ground, on the handles, I'm trying to pull myself through the ground. Same idea here on the wall. It's just a little bit easier because you don't have gravity working against you quite so much. Okay? So I'm here, pulling down the bottom, and I'm actively driving my chest up, pushing to the wall, push, as hard as I can for the duration of the exercise. It's plenty hard to get a lot stronger with this wall push-up. So if you have to regress this movement based on strength levels, or if you don't have that piece of equipment, don't panic and don't quit and not do it. Just modify and keep going, okay? So quick story on this. I saw a guy a few years back that actually threw up from effort doing wall push-ups. And he was like a 20-year-old like college soccer player or something like that. So yes, this is an easier version technically, but again, you get out of it what you put into it. If you put a massive effort in, you're gonna get a crazy result back out. Okay, so I showed you how to progress the dumbbell external rotation and the benchmark goal for that. For iso extreme push-up, I want you to build this up to 1 minute in the deepest position, then 3 minutes, and even 5 minutes in the deepest position for adaptation. When you can do that pain-free for 3 to 5 minutes on the wall, switch back to the ground with your hands elevated and your knees down. Build that up to 3 to 5 minutes in the deepest position, pain-free. When you can do that, switch back to hands elevated with feet on the ground and build that up to 3 to 5 minutes pain-free in the deepest position, and obviously working as hard as you can, not just holding. Once you can do that, I showed you how to regress this, and then how to progress it. You can add weight. A goal would be 1/4 of your body weight on your back in the deepest position of the push-up, and yes, we're gonna build that back up to 3 to 5 minutes in the deepest position. Once you can do that, you're probably going to be out of shoulder pain. You're gonna be extremely strong, feeling durable and athletic, and you'll be able to translate this to everything else that you do in life, whether it's sports, playing with your kids, your grandkids, or again, just feeling really good. All right, here's your homework. I want you to start training this dumbbell external rotation 1 to 3 times per week. And I want you to train this iso extreme push-up 1 to 5 times per week. Yeah, you can pretty much train that one every single day. But here's the important part. When you train, I want you to challenge yourself to get noticeably and measurably stronger every time you train. Don't just go through the motions, don't just check it off your to-do list, but stay physically, mentally, emotionally, even spiritually engaged and challenge yourself to improve every single time you train. That's where the fun happens, that's where the fulfillment happens. And then the last thing, I want you to leave me some comments down in the comment section there, right? Let me know how it goes. I love hearing people's success stories. I believe that your best days are ahead. All right, my friends, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you got value out of this, but you're thinking to yourself, I really need the complete plan so that I'm set up for success to create true life-changing transformation, then I want to give you a free game plan call with me and my team. You can share your situation and your goal, like your dream scenario, and we will show you how to problem solve that. And we'll show you what it looks like if you want to work together. No pressure, it's super chill, but honestly, most people get more value out of these free calls than they do with most paid programs. Just click the link to schedule your free game plan call, and I will see you in the next video.